Saturday Showdown, T1 versus KT Roasters.
And so not going to have much of that opportunity. Of course, you can then flex the Yone into the Na is the theory that they're going for. So like, let's just have it so that both matchups for the Yone are good, and they're going to have to pick something else. And it's going to be Camille, which is an OG anti-Na. A lot more skill intensive. We'll see whether Clear can actually make it work. We know this guy's mechanics are really good. You've got pick, you've got split push. The 1-3-1 possibility, if they can actually make that one work out, is almost unplayable against 4D+'s comp. Difficult stuff. Let's jump onto the Rift.
Success by having a good engage or peel for the AD carry. Zamy's going to get his cleanse taken.
Yeah, immediately. And then he's going to be lit on fire and forced to go home. Execute almost tanks a turret shot, and Henna is going to at least get a cheeky little auto attack.
I guess he's just going to stay. It looks like he is.
He has to.
He is, you know, not farming here, so it's not the end of the world, but...
Does he actually throw a ward in first? No, he's just going to face check Willa. Execute's moving on over as well. There's the flash twisted advance. That could be first blood, but no. The flash comes out from Lucid. And now puts the ward in the brush.
It's just ganking, but if you know the gank is coming.
Hook going to come through onto Henna there. But now another twisted advance coming down. Immediately the cleanse out from aiming, and a lot of damage onto Execute here. Piercing Darkness coming on in.
He has no flash, and Lucid's here. He has skirted around that vision.
Oh, Snare does connect. Is now Henna with 0 mana. Let's see whether they can actually save this. It's a big stack of minions. It's now Lucid. Can you land the Q? That's the question, especially onto Henna. And there it is, first blood. Going over to aiming. Kellen is going to burn down, though. And a 1-for-1 I don't think was what D+ were looking for. I'll still take it.
Yeah.
The center gank coming in. Now has Elise in there as well. This could be a little bit more realistic. Hextech Ultimatum is difficult to play around in a turret dive. And Lucid is just going to say, you're not allowed to press the button. And he's just chain CC. That was gorgeous.
Super clean, but can they get away?
Yeah, that's a good question. Nature's Grasp coming down as Kingen is going to get stunned up. Another cleanse out from aiming as a flash does come on forward. There's the twisted advance. Now that the CC was removed for the last one, and great ulti from Closer as Dawning Shadow comes in. Kingen actually able to get the kill back. That was insane. Going 1-for-1 in that moment. Huge for D+.
Kingen. And then, I mean, this is just great play from Menard.
Yeah, it's nicely done. And then has the backup. He's dead, but he also manages to get a kill.
Yeah, good Q there. That's the auto. Get the hyper proc. And he has the shield.
He also hit a boomerang from beyond the grave for looking up those stacks for us.
Yeah, much appreciated. So, stacking
he's a very tanky
well.
boy. He's a tanky boy.
You know, getting decently stacked up and going to be very difficult to kill in these team fights. He's going to start working towards that shortly here.
Well, Lucid going aggressive onto Closer, who takes a lot of damage. It's Leandri's power spike coming on in as that flash was necessary from Lucid to get out of the way, and now D+, they're going for it. The hook is going to go wide, though, from Kellen as they look to engage. I don't know about this one. Execute is... I think he turned off comms for that one.
D+ are just kind of always getting the better end of both sides of the Rift right now. Now they're grouped up here looking for a play on this Herald. Notice that King is already rotating up with the control of the bottom side he had. And he's going to be here real quick.
Yep. Clear is going to be a little bit later. Doesn't have the opportunity to teleport either. But now he's going to make it to the mid lane. There's some flashes out from both of these supports. Kellen now potentially out of position. Lucid going to be able to lock down the Rift Herald, but can they actually stay alive in the fight? As there's an Emperor's Divide, and if he wasn't a tank, he would have died before he got that one off. It doesn't matter, though, because 2 are dead on the side of D+.
And again, you know, I mean, we're trading sides here in terms of the coordination problems at Kellen.
Oh, wow. It's the Frozen Heart second.
Yeah, Frozen Heart second. He just wants to peel for his backline, but they spend so much time here and double teleport, and now a turret's down. Camille could still join this fight.
Oh dear, now he's going to go back, spends what gold he has, and then can get in at any moment. Going to teleport towards that top side of the river. And now Nature's Grasp coming through once again. Hook going to come down there as Execute needs to try and push them away. Lucid going to get chain CC'd. Emperor's Divide does come down. Lucid will survive for the moment as Execute. He goes in onto Showmaker. Willa almost burning down. Lucid on 200, but he might be able to grab the Drake, and he does so. Showmaker still alive and at about 50% as now this tank is actually working. Kellen able to limp his way out as well as Q lands, and Lucid goes in. It's a double for Showmaker, and now Henna has no option. He's going to be taken out as well, and it's a triple for the Azir. I have a feeling, actually, I was entirely wrong.
I gotta say,
Azir is the greatest champion in the history of League of Legends.
The game just eventually snowballs against you.
Oh, there's the flash that has to be used this time around. Lucid going in. Kingen has teleported, and he'll just find the Gnar into the wall. All too easy to chain that CC together, and Aiming will collect that kill. As depth charge going to come down. Henna does make it to the brush, but that doesn't matter because he's pushed all the way back towards the inner turret. Henna will go down, but he does kill Showmaker. Execute going to be the next casualty, though, as Kingen is just throwing these boomerangs around the team fight. Clear once again. He just stopped getting gnawed into the wall, and then he immediately finds another one as Willa desperately trying to get out of there. The unfun Mega Cone is going to try to get him to safety, but Lucid hops a ride as well. And I have a feeling Willa is going to go down. Resonating Strike comes in as the Honey Fruit doing its best to heal up the Miss Piggy, but she is still going to die. They're trying to block, and it's not going to work out because Lucid, he has got Safeguard. The mobility of Elise in, ladies and gentlemen, as D+, you can see, is about 30 CS up over Showmaker right now as Hextech Ultimatum coming down. Kingen now trapped in the Hexagon, but he is able to flash out as it does dissipate. Decent kick there, but Lucid's really dead as Fearex invested a lot into that one, with Closer also pushing this top lane. Aiming getting to work now as the Nature's Grasp comes on in. The Dragons just oscillate over the map, control of side lane. So they aren't, and they lose the top inner. So that is going to continue that lead as Showmaker, I don't know whether Will is going to be enough to take him down, but with Clear and Execute making their way over, I don't think Lucid's going to get there in time. Emperor's Divide doing a fair bit of work here, but Showmaker is eventually going to die. It will just take a lot longer than it normally does to kill an Azir. Yeah, and so Clear walks over many, many wards as he gets over. So they know this is going to be an honest 5v5. Is Kellen a little bit late on that one? Showmaker does tank the ulti, but the Nature's Grasp only finds the front line. Ult comes through there from Closer as well, but he may have gone too far. He's able to pull himself back. But Clear, unfortunately, doesn't have this. Well, he actually does. He's going to hookshot away.
They're too tanky.
They lose control of the Baron, and now Lucid going hyper-aggressive. Now Aiming, looking for these auto attacks. The Hail of Arrows does about nothing. Clear going aggressive onto Kingen, but he's not going to fall down. And Closer, he can't get back into the fight. And you're exactly right, Wolf. They're just too tanky.
No one's going down. No one's taking damage. Closer goes in for the ult, and he's just whipping his way out. He survives. He hurts a lot. So there's just too many threats. You can't kill all three of these damage threats as Willer's going to be pushed away. Oh, maybe not.
He's in the pit. That's scary. It's now down extraordinarily low. Who's going to be able to get the smite is the question. They just want to... He was just allowed to walk in and steal their lunch money. It's like they gave it to him. Still, they're going to grab a double kill, so it's not really going to be that many Barons on the map outside of... Now, Execute doesn't have it. Yeah, now we've got more things happening. Clear is going to be ulted back from Showmaker, who uses his wall to hookshot to. Just don't think it's going to be enough as he's just thrown around like a beach ball. And Execute, yeah, not going to really be able to do too much here as the Hyperprocs are going to rain down, and it's a double kill for the Azir. 7-3 and 5 now for Showmaker, who does have that Abyssal Mask. And it feels to me a little bit, okay, Closer is just going to die. Lucid gets in the way. And that is going to be a dead Yone.
I mean, this is a 32-kill game at 33 minutes.
Yeah, this is like extraordinarily bloody. And there's a Chemtech Soul with this particular Azir build. If there's ever a time that it's going to look bonkers, it's in this exact scenario, especially with how extraordinarily strong he is, and he finds the ultimate onto 3 in the backline. This is going to be the last fight of the game as Aiming untouched, just able to shoot them like fish in a barrel. And there's a Gnar into his own turret, and Clear is going to fall down as well. Kingen picks up a double. And yes, Showmaker does fall down in the end, but that just shows that he utilized his tankiness to 100% of his ability. The Nexus is going to go down as well, and it felt like a Juggernaut composition.
You were just never going to break through those tanks. It's never going to happen. Showmaker still tops damage in the game.
Yeah, so I guess not tank Azir. This is everything Azir, is what we just witnessed.
Being able to stop those engages, good peel, and Aatrox can have a lot of value in terms of, you know, getting around and flanking these backline targets. And it looks like it's just going to be the Rakan here into Kalista Alistar. I'm not a huge fan of this pick, to be honest with you, Atlas. I feel like it's very fragile. I feel like there's a ton of burst damage if you get caught on a flank. And, I mean, that Kalista cleanse is going to be high value here, I think, for Henna.
Yep, it certainly will be. Let's jump onto the Rift for game number 2.
Has no Demolish. Oh, no, actually did go Demolish again. So, okay. Demolish this time around for Showmaker, but what I was going to say is where you gold card the Aatrox and then die anyways, and you can never farm, and things are super miserable. So you really have to have a ton of control. You have to be really well practiced on this Twisted Fate, and you have to have a ward constantly as well, which he does have now. Yeah.
Okay. All right, there's the headbutt back. Kellen in trouble. He's burning down. Willer in position as well as they don't manage to get the knock-up, and I don't think that anything was really going to come of it anyway. Q going to land as Willer just makes his presence known to celebrate with his bottom lane, and a 2v2 kill first blood going to Fearex.
And it's just a good play there on the bottom side for Henna and Execute. Execute so good when he can actually have that agency as Showmaker.
All right, Willer is just going to go in. He needs an extra auto, and he's going to find it. The last turret shot doesn't come down, and Willer is going to be able to do so as it does lose its patience. Another Hex Flash being channeled. You love to see it from Execute. Now they look aggressively for yet another one. Hail of Arrows coming down. The battle for the Gromp is in. There's the Emperor's Divide, though, onto Closer, who is going to get pulled back. Does have a decent shockwave there, but it's not going to be enough to save him, and he will be taken down. So Showmaker gets his revenge. So 3 versus 1. It's going to be a tough one for Kingen to get out of. Does almost find a gold card, but it's not going to work. He is just in the blender. And Clear will get slowed down momentarily, but he gets out of turret range. So really nice dive, and look at this. The punishment, pretty real, as these minions were extremely low, and all of them are going to die. Fight around this Hextech Drake, and Lucid's not done yet. And now Clear, underneath his turret, he's not going to be safe. The Magnet Storm comes in as Willer, just a little bit too late. Teleport comes down. There's a shockwave onto both of them. The teleport from Closer, just so incredibly good. The Destiny gets Kingen out of there, but the horse not so lucky.
You know, that one time, but he has gotten so much gold from farming here over Clear, and has now picked up so much plate gold as well. Is Closer?
Yeah, Closer, I think he smells that there is something that could be a little dangerous. Now Willer's going to turn up just in time. The quickness comes down, but Closer just gets out of there.
Prevent him from actually getting anything done with that ult.
Oh, special delivery. There's the Orianna delivered to them. Underneath the turret, though, goes Showmaker. Thank goodness. He's so tanky. May not be tanky enough, but the Magnet Storm saves his life. Gorgeous play from Willer, and it's a double kill for aiming. Yes, Henna manages to obliterate the bottom side of the map, but T+, they're not concerned about that. They're just having some fun in mid lane.
Not going to happen.
Oh, Kingen just happily walking out of the way of things. As in goes Kellen. They do manage to find the charm. There's the knockup. See whether he actually has enough damage, as Clear does find the knockup onto Kingen, and is it a double? As he flashes for the blue card, and that is going to be enough to lock it down. But 1 for 1, you'll take that if you are Clear.
That
really
was
nicely played. Execute. Well, they're going to look for Henna first, as the Flash Emperor's Divide does absolutely nothing. The Magnet Storm is going to be in, though, and that should be enough. As Showmaker, he tanks up a whole bunch of sticks, but they're not pulled out, and it's a double kill for aiming.
No, it doesn't matter necessarily, because now the Varus has 4 kills.
Okay, can Closer... No, he can't, because Kingen, he has the gold card already. Nice shockwave. But he is not going to, survive this one. It's another gold card coming on through there from Kingen.
Just really far ahead. Oh.
Huh. Well, 700 gold going over to Clear. It was delayed, but they got him in the end.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're going to get the charge here in mid lane, as D+ do secure the Dragon.
Yep, Execute coming from behind the turret. Is going to try and headbutt them away, but now he's very, very low. Does have the ulti, but Kellen doesn't seem to care too much about that, as the last tick of Ignite will take down the cow. Now D+, without a large amount of Fox's utility,
yeah, a lot of
might be able to get some work done.
Gone. That was a questionable choice, but...
Crazy plays. Guys, is that what I'm supposed to do? And they're like, I don't know. And then he's like, it is! And then Henna is going to get caught from underneath the turret. Aiming and Showmaker kind of popping off this game, as Lucid going to get kicked back towards Clear, out of the sweet spot, which is a little bit of a shame. Magnet Storm coming on in as the World Ender comes down, and now Aiming has caught up to them. Execute in position, but the Chains of Corruption are going to be able to lock down the cow, and Aiming locks down the Aatrox as well. And now Showmaker getting in there with these Sand Soldiers. Willer just trying to safeguard for his life, but the crash down comes in, and he's slowed by the hail of arrows and pierced by the Q. Nicely done there. And it's also, like, it's once again Twisted Fate. We were talking about this yesterday. It is the quintessential win more champion, as Willer is in trouble. Kellen looking for the opportunity, gets right on top of the Lee Sin with that quickness, and there is the W-empowered Q. Good flash from Execute, but the Emperor's Divide's better. The Magnet Storm too, as Henna and Closer both just die clear, trying to be the hero, 1,000 gold. But he may go into the grave immediately afterwards. Kingen will turn up in the nick of time. There's the ace, that's gonna be a Baron. And what did they get? They got aiming. This Twist of Fate is pretty strong.
CF passive, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So he's got a lot more money as Edge of Night value right there. Gonna block the gold card as now Kellen looking for a flank angle. Showmaker is teleported in. Emperor's Divide hits two, gets them off the Azir. Doesn't quite find the Shifting Sands, but they find Willa regardless. And Showmaker is still chasing them. His frozen heart working as best it can. Shockwave lands onto two, but that's just gonna delay this push forward from D+. With their Baron, they are going to now move to try and break open this base, and Fox's health bars are not going to be able to stop it. The Void Mites as well, helping out. Look at how many of them there are. What the heck is this as an army? It's a Void army.
It's a Void Mite army, and it is just going to start ripping through the space.
Oh, okay, Lucid. He's taking a little bit of a journey to the fountain. Not sure whether that one was optimal, as Henna is going to be able to grab that kill.
Alistair the counter to Rel.
Yeah, there we go, nailing it. Chains of Corruption are going to connect here as Closer in trouble. Now ticking down, but does get himself the shield from the safeguard. Pulverize comes in there as Kellen still looking to try and peel. Gets the double knockup for free. Willa dives into it. And that's Kingen locking down the kill onto Henna. And now there is no damage left. There's no opportunity. And look at the cleanup the Destiny Gate gives you. Clear does come back again, and Closer's also respawned, so Showmaker could be in trouble. Oh, never mind, Emperor's Divide comes down, and I stand so corrected. Tank Azir is not balanced even a little bit, Wolf. This is the most ridiculous build I have ever seen, and is way too strong. Someone get Freak on the line. We need, like, it's an emergency.
I mean, like, Atlas, he gave aiming basically 10 kills. Like, cameras on aiming, because he did Varus things when Showmaker set him up. Okay, yeah, he spiked the ball, but it was all Showmaker, all game long.
Thank you very much. This is Dear for the POG interview translation, joined by Showmaker on the side of D+ Kia. Congratulations!
받을 만큼 활약해주시면서 승리까지 갖고 가셨는데요. 프롭 싸움에서 굉장히 중요한 승부였던
Today will be the solo POG from Showmaker, and with today's match being crucial for the playoffs race, you defeated FearX and secured your victory. How do you feel? We walked in believing that we definitely have to win against Fox, so we definitely put in a lot of effort and put in a lot of work into preparing for today's match. And in games 1 and 2, you played Grasp Azir. Let's talk about itemization along with what strength you were looking for in games 1 and 2 that made you lock in Azir. The reason I went with this build was through solo queue. There's a Azir one trick that hit Challenger just with this build. So I tested it out just because I had to, and I believe that we found a lot of really good strength off of it, and that's how we ended up using this build and this tank Azir today on stage. And so if you had to sell tank Azir to all the viewers, what would you say? I guess I'm able to play Azir confidently because he's so capable of tanking. I think it's really fun to play. So looking at this comp, since you went with a tank build, the question was, who will be the main damage dealer? So what was the answer to this? I feel like, although Azir doesn't really scale in terms of dealing damage, he already has a really good base damage that even without a lot of damage build, he is able to deal a sufficient amount of damage. And in game 2, we had LCK's very first top Twisted Fate. So what made Kingen blind pick TF with so much confidence? I think Kingen and both Kingen and I really like playing Twisted Fate. I think Kingen happens to be a pretty proficient Twisted Fate player. So I think it probably pressured the team, the enemy, a little bit. So Kingen also used Showmaker's TF skin. So was it that you pressured him to use it by any chance? Of course, no, I didn't pressure him, but just me being in the team probably gave him a little bit of pressure. And in game 2, following game 1, your Azir really dominated the map. So let's take a look at this replay. So like this teleport location was quite unique. So what was the decision here? What was the plan here? So we noticed that the Alistar was mid, and the moment I was hit by the Lee Sin Sonic, I thought I made a mistake, but it actually ended up playing out really well to our favor. And so, looking at game 2, it looked like the bot side seemed to struggle quite a bit with the constant pressure on bot. What was the game plan here? I feel like I didn't really pay much attention to the bot side because we knew that they're able to farm and then play it out. So what did Aiming and Kellen say in these moments? I feel like, yeah, they weren't really talking much today as compared to other times. I feel like they played it out really well, honestly. So lately, there's a rumor. We've been hearing that Showmaker is King Kellen Holic, and it looks like you've been saying in your streams that Kellen is so funny. Even when he breathes, it makes you laugh. So what makes him so funny? Kellen is just funny. I feel like everything about him is really funny. His name in Korean is funny. I think his name, Kellen, is funny. His presence, his existence is just funny. Is Kellen aware of this too? I feel like, yeah, the reaction that I get from him, he's just saying, what do you want me to do? That attitude is just funny to me as well. Now, with today's victory, D plus Kia finished 6th place in round 1. What would you say round 1 was like for you? I feel like there were a lot of regretful moments. There were a lot of moments of defeat. So I really hope that in round 2 we are able to win a lot and we're able to finish in a higher ranking. And this will be the end of the interview with Showmaker of D plus Kia and back to the space.